This one is called Soul Sustainability. The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God will stand forever. That's Isaiah 40, verse 8. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. On the Oregon section of the Pacific Crest Trail, through the Cascade Mountains of Central Oregon, I met a lot of very interesting people. People from different professions, socioeconomic stations, and many countries, foreign countries like Switzerland, Finland, Australia, Ireland, and Texas. Megan was hiking with her dog, Zoe. She had long brown hair with strands of gray streaking through her braids. I came upon her sitting in the shade one afternoon, trying to cool down in 93-degree heat, reading a Steinbeck novel. We chatted about Mr. Steinbeck for a while, and then I moved on. 2 hours later, I was taking a break in the shade of a tree, and I heard singing from up the trail. Not particularly good singing, but singing. The kind of singing you do when you have earbuds in and don't think anyone is within earshot. Not something you hear very often in the wilderness. It was Megan and Zoe hiking at a good clip down the trail towards me, singing along with Alanis Morissette. She blushed, waved, and kept walking. We kept meeting on the trail like that, having clips of conversations about life for the next 60 miles or so. One time, a few of us were stopped at a stream, and she mentioned that her father had dropped her off at the trailhead in Northern California. I asked her a typical male father question. What does your father think of you hiking the trail all by yourself? And she shot me a defiant look and asked, well, what does your father think of you walking the trail all by yourself? I felt I might have offended her, so I said, he'd be jealous. Yeah, she said, my dad is jealous too. Another time I asked this hippie, bohemian California girl what she did away from the trail. She said she was a sustainable transportation planner and program developer for a small college in Monterey, California. Huh? I'm a sustainable transportation planner and program developer for a small college. Spoken this time a little slower as if I couldn't keep up. I smiled and said, that is so cool. I asked her to tell me more about her work. She said, well, I advocate a vision of transportation system that reduces greenhouse gas emissions, moves the most people in the least space with the least energy, and promotes public health through exercise. I promote strategies for transit service, transit capital improvements, transportation demand and management, automobile parking, pedestrian connectivity and safety, bicycle connectivity and safety, and wayfinding. Oh, I said. I learned more about the environment than Al Gore sitting on that log beside that stream. I kept affirming her for her work on stewarding the environment, and the more I affirmed her, the more she talked. This sustainable transportation planner and program developer from California. Finally, she sighed and said, I want this earth to be alive and well long after I'm gone, and I've dedicated my life to make that happen. Well, how long do you think that this earth is going to last? I asked. Well, not very long if we don't do our part, she said. I couldn't agree with you more, Megan. I think the law of entropy is clearly at work. As you know, that law states that anything left to itself will become more disorganized and more random, like my garage. If I don't clean it out and put everything away, after a while it becomes cluttered and disorganized. The universe acts the same way. The earth is not sustainable because the universe is not sustainable. But we want it to be. I certainly want it to be. But the best minds this world has ever produced has said that it will all end one day. Our sun will one day go supernova, and burn out. It will all end. I believe in doing everything we can to care for it, but ultimately it is fading away. There's an old Jewish proverb, Megan, that says, "The grass withers and the flower fades, and surely people are grass." Well, she stared at me, and then she said, "So are you saying that I should not be trying to save this planet?" "No, keep doing it," I said. "We need you to do your best to sustain this good earth. I'm just saying that ultimately it is winding down. But you aren't. You will live forever." "What do you mean?" she asked. "Well, just as thirst proves that there is water and hunger proves that there is food, your passion for a sustainable earth proves that you have eternity in your heart. You long for significance. You long for sustainability. It's in your DNA. In fact, it's deeper than that, Megan. You have sustainability in your soul. Taste these huckleberries at your feet and look over there at Mount Jefferson and listen to that woodpecker rapping on that tree back there. You're similar, and yet you're very different. Another old proverb says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts." She blinked and asked, "Who are you really?" I smiled, and I said with a twinkle in my eye, "I'm a soul sustainability transportation consultant and a program developer for a small group of apprentices in Washington State." She just blinked at me. "I'm just messing with you, Megan, but I do work hard to try to awaken the sustainable. I hope you will continue to do your good work and listen to what your soul is trying to say to your head." "Okay," she said. Do you have any extra coffee?" Well, that was her signal that she was ready to change the topic. We said our goodbyes, and I never saw her again. Dallas Willard reminds us, "You are an unceasing spiritual being with an eternal destiny in God's great universe." I love that. This is just true. But I'm also like grass. I'm going to die. You're going to die. God didn't plant death in the human heart, though. Death came because of sin, and that includes my sin. And I'm going to have to face a holy God on a day of reckoning. And I have not lived up to the standard set by His holiness, not by a million light years. Human self-sufficiency is not going to get me out of this one. All the king's horses and all the king's men, all the creativity and pride of America is not going to innovate us out of this one. That's why Jesus said, "For God so loved the world," the cosmos, "that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him would not perish, but have everlasting life." So, I listened to the divine echo of eternity in my soul and believe. In fact, I'm doing more than that. I'm wagering my eternity on that echo. How about you? Here's praying that I see you and Megan on the other side.